Today's topic focuses on the water crisis in Ethiopia. Now, Ethiopia is known as a landlocked country, which means that the country is surrounded totally by land. And this makes it hard for a country like Ethiopia to gain access to fresh water from the sea or the ocean because it's surrounded by other countries. If you look down at the diagram below, you'll see the major river in Ethiopia, which is the Blue Nile. And most of the water actually doesn't even come from this river. It comes from groundwater, which makes it very scarce for Ethiopia to generate large masses of fresh water. Here is just some data facts on some of the access to improved water supply and sanitation. Data taken from 7 different African countries from 1990 to 2008, and these are sub-Saharan countries. And if you look down at the bottom, you'll see that Ethiopia is in the purple, and they're actually the lowest access to an improved water supply. And if you look on the second diagram, you'll see that they're still at the bottom. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in order for them to get access to improved water supply. Here you'll see a rainfall chart, and I use this to illustrate the outcome of drought. Now, if you see, the rainfall is very inconsistent and is very variable. So there's not a lot of planning done in order to, produce healthy crops, in order to farm. So with low rainfall and also inconsistent rainfall, it makes it hard for a lot of people in Ethiopia to manage and just be sanitary, because they can't predict when there'll actually be a season where there'll be constant rain. And you'll look here, you'll see how inconsistent it is. Now here's just a picture of some kids in the water, and these are kids who are trying to fetch water as an alternative means to not having water. So this illustrates water shortages, and you'll see, just looking at the water, how unsanitary the water looks. And you can imagine the amount of toxins and chemicals that these kids ingest in their system by drinking this water and fetching this water for water usage. So this kind of water leads to death, and in extreme yet common cases for a lot of people in this community, it leads to death. Now, the World Health Organization situation reports actually put up a study, just brought together data that help to support and help to display that a lot of people in Ethiopia are getting sick, and they are actually dying from some of these diseases like diarrhea. Now, if you see here, diarrhea, which seems very common in America and is a very treatable disease, lack of medicine there makes it very hard for a lot of these kids to gain adequate health and adequate cure. So if you look at some of these cases, you'll see that some of these cases actually have reported cases of diagnosis, and some have reported deaths as well. And this is all primarily due to poor water treatment and ingesting poor water. So what are some of the solutions that the UNICEF is actually taking charge at? The UNICEF is just trying to make clean water for Ethiopia a priority. And if you see here some of the statistics, you'll see that water is one of the main focuses of the UNICEF in order to make clean water for Ethiopia. There's pledged $13 million to help provide clean water for Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Ethiopia. And here is just some of the technological creations that have been promoted in the city and in rural areas, just to help to promote healthier hygiene. Here's a public toilet outside, and what this does is that when you do actually use the bathroom, it separates urine with feces, and that just helps to make it act as a fertilizer. So these are just one of the many different projects that have been put in place and that have been brought together by both the Water and Energy Commission and by the government, as well as the NGOs and the UNICEF, to help to promote healthier hygiene. And just a reference, in case some people want to look forward to more information, here it is on just in terms of water and the water crisis in Ethiopia and the progress that has been made.